At the 11th European Development Fund launch and signing ceremony held on the 22nd of March at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre in Barbados, Head of Delegation of the European Union to Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, the OECS and CARICOM-CARIFORUM, Ambassador Daniela Tramaceri, highlighted that the European Union remained the largest grant aid donor in the world and has set aside a total of €364 million for regional development.
This new regional private sector development program places even more emphasis on the development of that sector as both the beneficiary and the partner in the delivery of the EPA. Let's grapple the situation. There is no doubt that the world and the Caribbean are at a crossroad in terms of the challenges and opportunities for human, social, and economic development. But I can assure you that the European Union remains fully committed to leveraging its resources in continuing a partnership, because we are talking about partnership with its CARIFORUM partners, in working for a more equitable and prosperous region.
Caribbean Export, which celebrated its 20th anniversary last year, will continue to build upon 2 decades of successful EDF program implementation.
The signature of the Economic Partnership Agreement in 2008 between CARIFORUM and the EU member states was a game changer. Some of you may have seen my little contribution to the debate on the press this week about what the EPA really stood for. It meant much more than financial aid, which was provided for trade-related assistance. In addition, it increased emphasis on providing technical assistance because it was conjugated with a development component. And this technical assistance has been provided to services sector, and particularly the financial sector, the professional services, and the creative industries. The main avenue of support to the Caribbean firms and entrepreneurs has been the Direct Grant Assistance Scheme, which in the past 8 years has provided €8.4 million of assistance.
At a macro level, data from the International Trade Center shows that between 2009 and 2015, exports from CARIFORUM to the European Union grew by 10%. So despite the naysayers, there actually has been growth. In addition, according to the 5-year review of the EPA, CARIFORUM countries such as the Dominican Republic, Guyana, and Suriname experienced growth in the value of goods imported by the EU. Over the past 6 years, the agency dedicated its assistance to SMEs, ensuring that they were able to benefit from increased access to finance, improved access to training and market opportunities, and more comprehensive trade and business intelligence. In fact, one of the key outputs under the 10th EDF was the establishment of a trade and business intelligence portal to provide pertinent data to SMEs. In keeping with this commitment, the new private sector program under the 11th EDF will focus on market penetration, supply chain and intelligence frameworks, increased access to finance, promotion of energy and energy efficiency, strengthening EU CARIFORUM market connections through business fora, and more targeted tools to enhance firm capacity. An extremely critical pillar in the success of the program will be the improvement of the business environment. And that is something we seek to facilitate through the public-private dialogue.
This project is, in fact, the single largest project under the Caribbean Regional Indicative Program of the 11th EDF and is valued at €24 million. Apart from the stated and expected results of the project, we anticipate additional benefits which will include increasing intra-CARICOM and intra-CARIFORUM levels of trade in goods and services. We also anticipate increasing CARIFORUM's market presence in Cuba as a member of CARIFORUM, and I anticipate that we will place special emphasis on deepening the relationship with Cuba within the CARIFORUM family during this particular program. We will focus also, we expect the additional benefit of expanding trade with our neighbors, which will include the British and Dutch OCTs, the French FCORs, as well as our neighbors in Latin America. We also expect that this program will assist us in reacting to Brexit by attempting to maintain our market presence in the EU and ensuring that we retain and possibly expand our market share in the UK, notwithstanding the UK's exit from the European Union.
The overall objective of this program is to increase employment creation, inclusiveness, particularly for youth, women and indigenous groups, and overall poverty reduction in CARIFORUM states. Objectives outlined by the Right Honourable Frundle Stewart, Prime Minister of Barbados, in his feature address.
The signing today of the contribution agreement for the 11th EDF is another clear indication of the EU's steadfast commitment to the region and its support of Caribbean export in implementing programs aimed at assisting the private sector in Caribbean countries with the ultimate aim of generating an inclusive and sustainable growth, reducing poverty, and creating employment. With a range of initiatives to support the central aim of developing trade and exports, together with promoting investment into the region, Caribbean Export has proven that it understands the constraints and the nuances of the micro and small businesses of our region and has moved to design programs that meet their needs. I should like to urge the regional private sector to be proactive and creative and to seek to increase the number of projects that can be assisted by Caribbean Export to the next stage. I think that we can all agree that enabling and strengthening the private sector is the most effective way of ensuring continued economic growth in this region.
At the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre in St. Michael, Barbados, I'm Kent Jordan.